What's up, guys? So as you know, I use Go High Level for my email marketing, and I use it for managing email marketing lists on behalf of my clients. And so if you fall into that bucket where you're managing your email list inside of Go High Level, or maybe you're an agency owner and you're also working inside of Go High Level to manage client accounts as well, then sometimes I like to make these quick videos basically outlining new features that Go High Level has released that make email list management a lot easier, both for yourself and more impactful for your clients as well. And so what I wanted to talk about today was two things. One is, if we go to the campaign builder here on my screen, is that we have two options when you go to send a one-off campaign, not inside of your workflow builder in your automations, but when you go to the campaign builder inside of Go High Level, you have two new options here, which is to add a tag based on how people interact with your email. For example, if they click on your email, if they reply to your email, you can then automatically add a tag to that specific contact. And I'll tell you and share with you why that's important and why you may want to do it inside of your, add it inside of your workflow. And then the other option is to resend email to unopened subscribers. And it pretty much goes without saying, but I'll also share a couple of ways that you can use that tool as well. And so for the tagging option, previously, if let's say you have different audiences inside of your email list and you want to have a better pulse on what audience you should be sending emails to and what audience or what topics different audiences are interested in hearing about, you can tag people and start segmenting based on what they've shown you that they're interested in. I always go back to the fitness example. Let's say that you are a fitness influencer and people reach out to you because they want to lose weight, and you have men and women inside of your email list. You'll notice that sometimes when you send an email that can be better targeted to males or men, for example, let's talk about testosterone levels when you're losing weight. If you send that email, you can assume that the majority of people that are going to be interested in that content are going to be the males inside of your email list, right? And so female, whoever you have, are not necessarily going to be super interested into that testosterone topic. And so when you go to send an email, if you're sending emails about, hormones and testosterone, you want to send that to ideally just the men. But if you don't have your email list segmented, then there's no way for you to know who is a man and who is a woman, assuming that you believe that there are just two genders, which is a whole other topic that I don't want to get into. But let's say that you do want to now start segmenting your list and you haven't really thought about it before. You can do that while you're sending your emails. For example, you can send that email to your entire list that focuses on something that a man would be interested in. Then let's say this email is about testosterone therapy or hormone therapy for men over 40. And then once you send that email, you can then assume that everyone that clicks on this email is a man over 40 that is interested in hormone therapy for men. And so what you would do at this point is that you would add a tag based on the links that people are clicking on. So if we click on here and say we want to add a tag to anybody that clicks on a link, and I don't have any links listed in this email right now, but if I did, it would pop up there. And then we want to say we want to tag them as male or whatever. You can just add a tag in here. And so, for example, right now, the email that I have loaded into my account right now is an email going over copywriting projects. And so here, if I wanted to point out people that had clicked on this email, I can say, hey, people that are clicking on this email are probably business owners that are looking for help with their copywriting. And so I can have a specific tag that I can then know that that is the tag that differentiates the business owners on my email list versus people that are just wanting to learn email marketing on their own, or they're working with clients. And so hopefully that makes sense into just one use case that you can use this tagging feature for, but you can use it for a ton of different things. For example, I have another video talking about how you can use tags inside of Go High Level, or really any other email marketing platform for that matter, to trigger emails. And this is an email that is sent as a trigger response when someone replies or clicks on a link inside of your email. And it's a pretty powerful tool. If you want to learn more about trigger emails, I'll leave a link somewhere in the video cards here. Now, moving on to the next feature here of Go High Level is that you can resend an email to someone that hasn't opened it. For example, this would be useful if you have a really important email or an announcement that you really want people to know about. That is when you would want to resend to unopens. Generally, for any kind of email, I'm not usually a big fan of resending to unopens, because if you're sending continuously to people that are consistently not opening your emails, the likelihood of someone who hasn't been opening your emails to all of a sudden open one of your emails is pretty low. And so by sending more emails to those people, it usually drives down your email engagement, which may keep your really good subscribers and people that really open your emails all the time to stop getting your emails, because now you're going to the spam or the promotions tab. And so it's generally just not good to do it all the time for an email deliverability perspective. But if you have something that's really important and you really want everybody to see, then you could resend to unopens, or maybe it's the last day of your sale and your doors are closing soon for your coaching program, whatever the case might be. If it's something that's time sensitive and you really want people to see it, then you can use this feature, but I would use it at your own discretion there. Also, I will say that your email open rate now, obviously after the whole iOS thing, they're not super reliable. So to give you some context, Apple introduced this new thing where there's a tiny little pixel in the emails that actually previews the content that you send to any user using Apple Mail as their email client. And so let's say that I have Apple Mail in my phone, and that's what I usually use for viewing emails on my phone, and I get an email from you. Apple Mail is going to say that I actually opened the email, even if I haven't yet, because they've already previewed that email. And so it kind of registers as an email open to you. And so for people that use Apple Mail, you're actually going to get inflated email open rates for that person. So right now, if you go to your email analytics, they're not actually all that accurate, but it's still, from an email delivery perspective, you should still track your email open rates, even though they don't tell 100% the full story of what's going on. But you can factor in that higher email open rate number and then factor that into the results you're getting. But when it comes to resending your email to people that haven't opened it, that's when it would get a little bit tricky, because even though you're telling the system to send the same email again for people that haven't unopened it, and I think you can actually add a different subject line here, but anybody that really uses Apple Mail, then with that information is not going to get this follow-up email. So even though that it is a cool tool and it is something that you can use and it can work so long as you don't overuse it, just know that people using certain email clients are not going to get the email again, even if they don't open your email. And so that was just a quick breakdown of the new features inside of the Go High Level Email Campaign Builder. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. If you use somebody else, let me know what you use. And if you want a free 30-day trial to Go High Level so you can try out these features on your own, you can check out the link in the description. It is an affiliate link, but if you use my link and then shoot me an email or comment in this video that you used my link to sign up, I will send you some of my best resources on email marketing, even better than anything else that I have here on YouTube, so that you can continue to level up your email marketing. And that's it from me. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time.